Welcome everyone to the session of marketing research and analysis. Today we are going to discuss on something. In the last session we had discussed about multidimensional scaling and its importance. Today we are discussing something similar, a tool, a technique which is highly utilized by marketers. In fact, you do not see too much of theoretical research in this, but its practical utility is extremely high, extremely high. So, this technique that we are going to talk about is known as conjoint analysis, right. So, conjoint analysis is a technique where a marketer identifies the possible combinations of several attributes and then which attribute is going to be or which combination is going to be the most having the highest value or most sought after combination in terms of from the customer's point of view, right. So, to do this conjoint analysis is highly used. Okay. Now, there is a choice, for example, let us see there are 3 colas available in 3 different packs. One is you can see, and there are 3 different price levels, maybe the quantity is different. So, when a person decides to buy or a customer decides to buy, how does he make his choice, right. So, today you must be seeing companies coming up with something called decoy effect and all, where they do nothing else but they make several combinations of attributes and then try to place in front of the customer, so that the customer then identifies which one does he like most, and most of the one which is mostly in demand, that becomes a product more in demand for the marketer, right, and so that he can maybe streamline his production and his supply chain according to the demand of the market. Okay. So, what is this conjoint analysis? It is a technique developed in the early 70s. It measures how buyers value components of a product or service as a bundle, service bundle, right, product bundle or service bundle. That means you are not talking about, when you are talking about a product, you are not talking about individual compartments like the product, the value of the cost of the product or the amount of its size or its volume or something, or nothing like that, but rather when a person or a customer selects a product, he finally selects it on basis of a combination or a bundle of benefits, right, and he makes his own comparison, right, a trade off, maybe he likes A, but in a combination of A and let us say X, he does not like it, and suddenly he prefers something which is less preferable than A, which was B, but with a combination of let us say X or Y, right. So, a person's ability to finally select a product changes with his total holistic thinking, right. That means what individually you would have liked in maybe it does not happen when you take in totality, right, the entire all the attributes. Okay. So, what is the definition? It says conjoint is joint together or combined. So, it is a combination. So, and no product is has individual features, all products have individual features, but they are available in combination. So, in the combination finally how does the person select a combined attributes, benefit of attributes or combined bundle of attributes. Okay. So, features considered jointly, marketers say it is as features considered jointly, right. Okay. So, how does conjoint analysis work? We vary the product or service features which are the independent variables to build many product concepts, right. So, what does the marketer do? The marketer combines in different combinations all the attributes, right, which are the independent variables basically. For example, in case of a let us say cold drink, let us say soft drink, let us say the price, the packaging, the color, right, the volume, or the amount of soft drinks, this could be the 4 features, right, 4 attributes. Each attribute has got several levels, you can understand like factors, right, each factor has got several variables. Similarly, here each attribute has got several levels, right. So, it could be 500 ml, it could be 250 ml, 1000 ml. So, similarly, and in color it could be green, it could be red, different colors. Okay. So, we ask the respondents to rate or rank or choose among a subset of those product concepts, right, which are the dependent variable. So, the dependent variable is your choice, final choice, right. So, which one, what is your ranking or what is your choice among those various combinations, which one would you, which combination do you like most? Let us say he says a particular combination of materials, he says is number 1, and similarly some other he would say is 2. Let us say, let me explain it with an example. Let us say the attributes could be on basis of price, volume, let us say color. Okay, I am taking only 3. So, price is let us say 100 rupees, 50 rupees, let us say 75 rupees. Volume is let us say 1000 ml, this is let us say 400 ml, this is let us say 750 ml, right. This is let us say color is green, red and blue. Now, there could be several combinations, and now at least there are 3. So, 3 is let us say 27, right. So, 27 combinations possible, but then the question is how many, which one is the most preferable for the consumer. So, the choice of let us say he makes a choice, let us say price of let us say he makes a particular combination, let us say this combination as his choice, and he says rank 1, this is rank 2, this is rank 3. So, whatever the ranks, so these are the ranks which he is giving finally. Okay. So, based on the respondents we figure out evaluations of the product concepts, we figure out how much unique value or utility, which is termed part worth functions, which also say unique value or utility or part worth function, right. Each of the features added. That means a particular feature, had it been not there, what would have happened? When it is present, what it is happening. So, its presence or absence will impact the utility value of the entire function. So, regress dependent variables on the independent variables and estimated betas equal to the part worth utilities. So, the part worth which I said is the ultimate utility, the ultimate utility is the summation of the part worth utilities. Okay. So, let us say this case, what is so good about conjoint? Which more realistic way, which product would you prefer, 210 horsepower and 17 mpg or 140 horsepower with 28 mpg. Now, suppose somebody says he would choose the left one 210, that means he is preferring power, but if he chooses the right one he is preferring the fuel economy, right. So, the point is, on basis of this marketers can identify what customers want and accordingly they can place their products, right. Rather than ask directly whether you would prefer power over fuel economy, we present realistic trade off scenarios and infer preferences about the product choices of the respondents. Okay. When respondents are forced to make difficult trade offs, you know, when you are not given an option and you are asked to make a choice, there you have to make real difficulties in life, right. Do you want to watch a movie or you want to play a game of cricket? So, you cannot do both, because you will only be given to choose one, because the rest of the time the student has to study, for example. The parent says you need to study, so either you choose cricket or you choose a movie, which one would you like to see? So, there it is a difficult trade off for the student. Okay. So, we learn here what they truly value. Suppose the student says I would like to play a game of cricket, then it means that he values cricket over movies. Okay. These values are associated with the specific and actionable attribute labels relevant to the problem at hand. Okay. Now, let us see this case. It is a building a model. This is where conjoint analysis comes into play. So, the inputs are attributes, the various attributes, right, size, price, all this, labels, each attribute has several labels, respondents, their prior knowledge, external data, experimental design, and finally the conjoint method. Outputs are the utility scores for each level. So, what are the score that the particular at a particular level, different levels, the scores are available to the marketer. Importance scores for each attribute. So, how important is a particular attribute, and finally the ability to perform simulations. That means, if I bring in a new respondent, can I find out ki on basis of its the part worth functions, can I say this whether the new customer or the new respondent would prefer the product or not, right. So, defining attributes. Attributes are nothing but the independent aspects of a product or service, right. So, brand, price, size, color, etc. How many attributes should you take? There is a important question. So, the rule of thumb says the number of attributes should be maximum up to 7, right. So, you do not go more than 7, more than 6 or 7 as it says, because if you take too many attributes with its number of labels, it becomes more complicated, right. So, 2 to 3 is I think ideal, right. Attributes should be independent and mutually exclusive, that is there is no doubt, this should be clear, right, from each other, separate from each other. Each attribute has varying degrees or levels. So, let us say in terms of price, if you can see $1, $2, $3, color green, black, blue for example are the 3 different levels. Each level is assumed to be mutually exclusive again, right. So, that a program has only one level for of that attribute. So, attributes are assumed to be mutually exclusive. Attribute add-on features, level 1 sunroof for example, right, level 2 GPS system, right, level 3 a DVD player. So, if you define labels in this way, you cannot determine the value of providing 2 or 3 of these features at the same time or none of them. So, the question is how do you formulate the attribute or the levels, let us see. So, solutions for a 8 level attribute, for example, if you can see this is the 8 level attribute, right. So, the features are, there are no features, sunroof, GPS system, DVD player, sunroof and GPS, sunroof and DVD, GPS and DVD, sunroof, GPS and DVD all together, right. So, all the 8 are different levels, right. Similarly, binary features, there are, if you can see binary attributes, sunroof none or there, GPS system none there, none DVD player there. So, these are the presence or absence of a binary attribute, right. So, this is how you formulate the attribute levels. Do not include too many labels for only one attribute. If you include, it becomes complicated, right. So, the usual number of attributes is 3 to 5 per level levels per attribute. So, you had 6 to 7 attributes maximum and 3 to 5 levels per maximum. So, at a maximum, if I can understand 7 5s are 35, that should be a combination, right for only one product, that is one case, right. Make sure levels from your attributes can combine freely with one another, resulting in utterly impossible combinations without resulting in utterly impossible combinations, right. Now, let us see this case. Now, cost, on basis of cost there are 3 levels, brand there are 3 levels, color there are 3 levels, right. Suggestions for determining which attributes and labels to include. How do you identify which attributes should I and which labels should I include? Simple, talk to the stakeholders, the people who are involved, the customers, the managers in the company, the different people through a focus group interview. We have done focus group in qualitative research. Search of competitors, websites, sales material, that means your competitors what they are doing and how, right. So, this will help you to determine which attributes to include and which one not to include. Now, conjoint utilities, these are called part worth, which I said, right. So, numerical values that reflect how desirable different features are. For example, look at this case. Now, vanilla, chocolate and 3 price levels are 25 cents, 35 cents, 50 cents, right. The utilities are 2.5, 1.8, 5.3, 3.2, 1.5. So, the higher the utility, the better. Why? Because it simply works like a regression function, right. So, and these are like the beta weights. So, if you have a higher beta weight, automatically the total utility, because the total utility is something like U is equal to summation of alpha. Alpha is the part function, right, is the part function, part worth function, okay, part worth. So, if you have the utility, if your alpha values are high, the coefficients are high, automatically your total utility will be high, okay. So, predict market shares for 35 cents vanilla cone versus 25 cents chocolate cone. This is how conjoint analysis works actually, you can see. So, for the vanilla, let us go back, you had 2.5, chocolate is 1.8, right. So, 2.5 plus 35 cents was 3.2. So, 3.2 that is equal to 5.7. For the chocolate it is 1.8 from the chocolate part, and from the 25 cents, that is from the price function, it is 5.3. Now look at it. Although people do not might be preferring chocolate, but with a combination of the price, that 25 cents, suddenly the whole utility value has drastically changed, and vanilla, which was the preferred taste, has gone down, and the chocolate, which was the less preferred taste, has gone up, and the total utility has become 7.1. So, the respondent chooses a 25-cent chocolate cone over the vanilla. So, this can be repeated for the rest of the respondents, and an understanding can be developed ki how does a marketer, how does a respondent make his choice, make his combinations. Okay. So, this is in a popular example we have brought from, this is from Green and Wind, this is a marketing research book which is very popular book. You can, is a so this book is I have used also myself when I was a student from that day. A company interested in marketing a new carpet cleaner wants to examine the influence of 5 factors. What are the 5 factors? Package design, brand name, price, a good housekeeping seal, and a money back guarantee. Now these 5 features he has taken, right. There are 3 factor levels for package design, right, okay. In each one differing in the location of the applicator brush, 3 brand names, 3 price levels, and you can see here. So, the package, the labels are ABC, brand, K2R, glory, Bissell, price, 3 again levels, seal, yes or no, if it is there yes, no, 0. So, it is a kind of a binary. Money, yes or no, either money back guarantee is there or it is not there. Now there could be other factors and factor levels that characterize the carpet cleaners, but these are the only ones of interest to the management. See, the question is, there could be several attributes, but the question is, we cannot take into play all the attributes, it becomes extremely complex. So, what are the most important ones? We have selected them, right. So, this is an important point in conjoint analysis. You need to identify the most important ones, right. You want to choose only those factors that you think mostly influence the subject's preference. Using conjoint analysis, you will develop a model for customer preference based on these 5 factors. So, these 5 factors that we have chosen, now on basis of these 5 factors, we will see ki how are the consumers making a choice. So, the first step in the conjoint analysis is to create a combination of the factor levels that are presented as a product profile to the subjects, right. Since even a small number of factors and a few levels for each factor will lead to unmanageable number of potential product profiles, you need to generate a representative subset known as a orthogonal array. Now, what does it mean? So, if you have so many combinations, then it could be a huge built up, right. So, and you cannot do it. So, it is better to have something which are orthogonal, means completely opposite or not opposite, they do not meet, that means they are parallel to each other, right. So, they are 90° to each other. So, those representatives only we will take those subsets which are exclusive, extremely exclusive, mutually exclusive, right. So, to generate the orthogonal design procedure which is orthogonal design, what is done is we can create one, right. If you already have an active data set, you can either replace it or save the orthogonal design or create a orthogonal data file, right. So, I will show you through a SPSS file how do you do it, right. Theoretically, so you have understood ki that you can make several combinations, right, and then you can say ki which combination is the most preferred combination, right. So, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So, several combinations, 27 combinations can come, right. Okay. Now, let us see this conjoint analysis. So, to do that, go to data, orthogonal design, and then generate, right. So, I have put in the steps so that if ever you want to do some conjoint analysis, you do not have to search for the steps, right, it becomes easier for you to do it. So, this is on SPSS. So, once you have, suppose for the package, for example package. So, the label of the package is package design, you name it, and start adding right. So, how does it look? Now, package design, this creates an item labeled package design, select this item, okay, and define the values here. So, 1, let us say 1 is A, 2 is B, 3 is C. Similarly, you can do it for the other factors also, remaining factors like brand, price, seal and money, okay. So, this is how it will look like. Finally, if you can see this space, right, this is how it will look like. So, package design 3, brand name 1 was K2R, 2 Glory, 3 Bissell, price similarly 1, 2, 3, we have again 3 levels, okay. Seal 1 is no, 2 is yes, money back 1 is no, 2 is yes. So, you can do this, right, and once you have created this data set, right. So, what do you do is we do a random number for iteration we use it, but you may not, you can keep it at default to which is 2 lakhs, right. So, what is done is a new data file is created out here. Now, this new data file is of interest to us, right, yes, but one thing is important. When you are creating a new data file and once you have created a new data file, please understand that for the validity of the test, that what you have tested is valid and highly is a valid thing, you have to split the data file into 2 parts. The one part is where you are doing the normal analysis, the other part is called the holdout part, as we have done in other MDS also, we have done MDS and other things. So, sorry. So, this is called the holdout case. So, to the data file will have 2, now there are 2 data files, one is the holdout and the other is the one which you are using, right. So, once you have done it, right, then you can run the analysis, okay. So, let me go to the file. So, this is how the final file looks like, right, their final file will look something like this, okay. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay, okay, funds, yeah. So, data, although it is this is we have already done it, am I going back? So, this is the how you have done it. So, listing of experiments. So, you have taken the 5 factors, let us go back once. So, now, so you have your display, or from the menus choose the data, orthogonal design, display, go to display and then this factors you take it here, right, select package brand for the factors, right. Format is listing of for experiments, because it is an experimental design, correct, you are experimenting, this is purely an experimental design like ANOVA, analysis of variance, you are trying to experiment which combination is going to be the most give you the highest worth utility or highest utility or part worth function, okay. So, orthogonal and click OK. So, the output resembles the look of the orthogonal design as shown in the data editor, one row for each profile with the factors as the columns. So, the factors are, these are the factors 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay, okay. So, now however, the column readers are the variable labels rather than the variable names that you see in the data, okay, fine, this is also. So, this is the holdout case. Now, when there is a holdout case, there will be a footnote and it is written, you can check it, right. So, this is a holdout case. So, the SPSS gives you 2 files, okay. Now, to display each profile in a separate table, what you can do is you can also see for each profile individually, for each respondent you can see ki whether how it is what is their response, right. You can go for profile for subjects here, you see you can profile for subjects. So, deselect listing for experimenter and select profile for subjects and click OK. So, this is what you will get. So, if you can look at this file, the information for each product profile is displayed in a separate table. Now, profile number 1, so say 1, this is 1, package design is 1A, Glory brand name, price is 1.39, housekeeping seal, he wants it, money back guarantee is not important. Similarly, 2, package design A, profile brand name is Bissell, price is this one, housekeeping seal not required, money back guarantee not required. So, that process also you can do it for each case, right. So, by doing that and then you can finally maybe through a subjective analysis interpretation you can see and tell ki which is the one which is mostly in demand and you can make a interpretation out of it, or right. So, otherwise what you can do is you go to the complete file, right, the complete file, and find the utilities. So, this table, there is a table which gives you the overall statistics table, the utilities. This table shows the utility or part work scores and the standard errors for each factor level. So, higher utility, once you get the utility functions which are the beta weights, for example I had said to you. So, once you get the utility functions, then you can from here you can calculate the for the final the dependent value or the dependent score, right. So, higher utility values indicate greater preference. So, suppose for somebody says, now for example here let us say package A, I think there must be an example, let us see, okay, let us say package A, then glory, price 1.39 and seal yes and yes, okay, let us say. So, automatically by you putting in those values of utility function, you can finally find a total value or a total score, and this score you can compare and say whether it is high or low. Higher utility values indicate greater preference, because obviously the more the utility, that means the people are finding more value in it, right. So, obviously the preference would be higher. For example, look at this price. Now, it says there is an inverse relationship between price and utility. Higher prices corresponding to lower utility. So, once the price is going up, the utility value is going down. So, that is a not a desirable thing. So, similarly if you can look at seal, right. So, if there is a seal, then the utility function goes high, the preference goes high for the respondent, and similarly money back guarantee, if it is there, still high. But if you can see, right, there are some coefficients, like for example package B has got a very high positive value, right. Similarly you can use these values. Okay, this is already I have explained. Now, okay, now let us look at this. Since the utilities are all expressed in a common unit, they can be added together, that is the beauty. So, I said utility is equal to summation of alpha, right. So, now the alpha is a part worth, okay. For example, the total utility of a cleaner, now look at this part, the total utility of a cleaner with package design B, brand K2R, price this much and no seal of approval or money back guarantee is how much? Now, this much. Now, let us see 1.867, now this is 1.867 B, okay, plus 0.367, 0.367 K2R, okay, this one, okay. So, it adds on and it comes to 11.759. Suppose it says if the cleaner had a package design C, brand Bissell and some changes have been made, now how much is the total utility function is coming? Now 10.909. So, now this was 11.759 and that was that is 10.909. So, obviously you can see from here that the utility function is growing with the change in the. So, in conjoint analysis, the most important part is to calculate the utility functions, right. This utility sometimes you can use the dummy variable coding also to use it, but let me not get into it too right now, right. So, but you need to calculate these coefficients and then do it, right. So, now what it is saying, it has the range of the utility values for each factor provides a measure of how important the factor was to the overall preference. Factors with greater utility play a more significant role than those with smaller ranges, right. So, you can see this, suppose this factor has minus 2.233, 1.867, 0.367, brand is this one is okay, this much, price yes, you look at the impact. If you forget the negative and the positive sign, take the absolute value, price plays a very significant role in impacting the preference, right. Similarly, seal also has an impact, but if you look at the brand, hardly it has got a very important role to play with, okay. So, here the marketer can play with the consumer and his wants and then accordingly he can decide, right. So, this is the final beta coefficient. So, price minus 5.542, seal is 2, money is 1.25. So, these are the things that are very important in conjoint analysis. So, once you can do that, conjoint analysis helps you to identify which is the best combination and which combination has got the highest utility function, and then accordingly that can be placed to the market or before the market, so that consumers can show a greater demand, and ultimately that also has an impact in doing a better forecasting as a marketer and streamlining your supply chain accordingly, right. Okay, that is all for the day we have. Thank you so much. Well, thank you very much.